Hello, welcome everybody, welcome. Happy Tuesday of February 27th of 2024. This is a reading that I'm going to promote. I'm going to tell you what's going on. I know what's happening, both sides of a whole entire story. But this reading, absolutely, it says full moon in Virgo is take action, take inspired action. Now, obviously, I want to know about whole entire story about Virgo. Virgos are very good at what they do, but it's so surprising that sometimes they are very chaotic. You know, sometimes they don't have a acknowledgement. They sometimes, get angry at themselves, get angry at different people, and they don't like their own life, whatever. But there are times like this is how it is, right? And it is simple as a no time flat that this is a very interesting reading that I'm going to explain. You know, and about Virgo, sometimes, if you have a Virgo who's your friend and who's acting, nasty and being mean and what have you have to look at it from a different way, you know. It can't always about it can't always be like you all the time. It can't be. But if you're trying to be a bully, if you're trying to, try to think about what's happening and understand about that, you have to impose a situation. Imposing a situation is a wonderful, how everything is. And you have to look and read between the lines, There's always a different strategy, a different way, a different setup, you know. And about Virgo, it's always, always chatty, always, try to, you know, make, try to be happier, whatever. But a Virgo does pick on other people. They obviously do, and I can understand that because I have a friend and who's an earth sign, and she is a Virgo, but then she doesn't like a Scorpio like me, for example. It's the way of how it is, right? And I'm not trying to be mean or rude about Virgos, but sometimes they can be chaotic, you know, and they can be immature and they don't know what to do. So, in that life aspect, which is how the reading is. So, I'm going to explain about what this reading is. Give this video a like, a comment if you want. Understand how everything is because, mind you, everything has to be all great, and whether it seems to be good or bad, you have to know exactly what you're going to do. It's the way how it is, right? And what simple is, what simple does is where you understand about how everything is in your own direction way, and everything has to be all pleasing and all, you know, all vertigo. Well, I don't know what's the word, but you know what I mean, right? So this is how it seems to be. So I'm going to try to do a Celtic cross. I never did this before, but I want to know what's happening. And all these cards has to be improving about how it is, right? You have to know what's going on, you know what's going to do, okay? So I hope everyone will like the video. Okay, so I'm going to do a Celtic cross. You don't know what that is, but you're going to see the cards when they do, and this is how it's going to be. And you will see the cards eventually, because I want to explain about this whole entire story of what was happening through a section of knowing about what's happening through a Virgo situation. Okay, and it seems to be very subtitle, subtext, immature, but this is what's going on. Okay, so let's see. So this is how it seems to be. You have air signs, you have earth signs, you have water signs, and you have fire signs. Now this is all about 12 zodiac signs. Okay, Virgo. There is a simple, way of how it is. Like if you want to talk about a topic, if you want to have emotional growth, if you have financial security, communicate with vision and be a leader. Advice for someone creative. Um, your wish comes true. There is a way of how too much going on at once. And you have the three of air that represents uh, take time to heal, the need to forgive yourself or others. So it's like there's only a simple way to identify this. Identifying is one way that you can do it, right? It's almost like clearing a mess. You have to clean it up, right? And you have to remember that how it is. It's almost like a stepping stone. Only you get to that point where you're going to try to step in stone. Everything has to be all good and all, you know, how everything is, right? And this is how it seems to be. Knowing about how everything is, everything has to be all connected and well deserved and well desired. And, everything has to be all pleasing and everything has to be all great, you know, and you get to that feeling of how it is. But I'm going to clarify what's happening through all these zodiac signs so you know what's happening, okay? So you can see how this is. You think, okay, well, this is a good show. Yes, it is a good show. But now we're going to clarify. I love the word clarify because that's a good word, right? So I already shuffled all these cards up. Um, so I'm going to look at the Eight of Earth is the Seven of Pentacles is upright. So basically you have your career, right? You have your own mobility, you know how that is, right? Because you're not going to be afraid to take action. And this is how basic it is. What's up about the Eight of Water? You have the Two of Cups that's upright, yeah, because you could be falling, like, I don't know if you're going to be falling in love, you don't know what to do, but there is a lot of promising work about it, right? Because there's always a situation, right? You have to look at from different ends and different angles, and you have that way. Let's clarify the Three of Air. The Temperance that's reversed. Okay, so I'm going to look at that card crossed by the Two of Earth, so we know what's happening, right? Um, because you know that how everything is, right? It's the way of how this is kind of grasping about it. Um, it's the way of how everything has to be all connected. What's also about the Ten of Earth? Ah, the Chariot that's reversed. Okay, so there is a way of clarifying, right? It's the way of how everything kind of is jumbling at once, and you see how it is, but you have to remember that there is a way of how it is. This is not a West Side Story. This is not how everything has to be all connected. It's all jumbled. And you have to remember that everything has to work together as a team. You know, there is no I in team, no. But this has to be short and sweet, you know. And you have to remember how everything is. It's the way that you can do whatever you decide to. You have to look at that, right? Look at it as an open book. Look at from the chapters from start, middle, and end. Virgo. There's always something that's going on. You know, there's a way that you can figure this out. There's one way or another way where everything has to be, flipped, and this is how it is. But let's keep going. So let's clarify. Let's clarify the temperance. So I'm just going to get myself at least two cards here. And we have, okay, so we have the King of Pentacles that's reversed. Okay. And you have the Page of Cups that's upright. Okay, so you could be thinking about there was something that was happening. Maybe you could be dealing with another water sign, like, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Um, you could be that in some way and somehow. All right. What's the opposite about the Chariot? You have the King of Wands who's upright. Okay, so you could be having, it could be maybe you could have Aries, Gemini, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius in your own chart. Eight of Pentacles is upright. Yeah, so you could be thinking about having money in your own desire. Maybe there is a way that you could be, have a montage sequence. I don't know. I don't know what that word means. But, everything has to be all connected, right? It's the way of how you can believe that you can do that. It's the way of how it seems to be, right? It's, if you look at this, you look at how everything has to be all matched together. But that's how it is, right? You look at it from a way of how everything is. It's the way of how everything kind of connects, and this is how it seems to be. But you have to keep plugging along. You have to keep going. You have to know what's going on. So you can see this as a wonderful way, right? Now, we have the Knight of Water and we have the King of Fire upright. Okay, so there is a way of knowing about it. I'm going to clarify with these two cards only with one discard. Let's see. The King of Pentacles is upright. Yeah, so you could be a working person. Maybe you could be, working. Maybe there could be some kind of way of how it is because, you have your career, you have your, two cups represents a friendship, you're trying to believe that you can do this, right? One step or another, and you look at it from a different way. But let's keep going, shall we? Because I'm going to clarify the King of Pentacles. Ah, so you have the Nine of Swords that's reversed. Okay, so there was something that was happening. Okay, what's up about that card, please? Okay, so you have the Page of Pentacles that's reversed. Something does make sense, but you have to remember how it does. Okay. What's upset about that card, please? Okay, so you have the Three of Cups that's reversed. Okay. Yeah, so you're not having a third party in your situation. So there is a hunch situation, and there is a way of being bothered and being distractive, and you're trying to not make attention of yourself, but there are ways that you're doing it, and what that means is that when I'm saying that a Virgo basically, gets chaotic, well, basically it happens, right? Because if the Virgo has a bad day and she doesn't want to talk about it, or she's just being nasty to others who are, her friends, or it could be like that. There is a way of you can be more uh, modest, of how you can communicate with your friends rather than, getting angry at them and, you're trying to get attention to yourself, but then you're having your own a punishment. Maybe give yourself a silent treatment, you know, and there is a way that, yes, you do care about being a Virgo, even if you're a man or a woman, but there are ways that you can be, constructive of how everything is. You have to be who you are and how you can be capable with, you know. You could be capable with, being friends with somebody, but then you're getting all angry and upset with them, or you could be, being all angry because there was something that was going on. There is a troubling sequence here, and I can tell what the cards are saying. This is how it is. If you don't like the friendship that's going on and you are pissing someone off or getting angry at them or whatever, you have to remember that you have to stay calm. Calm, cool, collected. That's how it seems to be. But you have to remember that there is a way of knowing what to do. You know, it's the way of how everything is. One step or another step that you can do whatever you decide to do. You know, no one's not going to tell you what to do, but you make decisions for yourself, you know? And I know that I'm not trying to be mean to a Virgo, but if I had a friend who was a Virgo, who's acting being mean to a Scorpio like me, for example, it's very bad, and it's very chaotic and chaos, and it's not so good. It's a bad outcome, you know. I think in my own mind that there was something that was messed up, and there was some kind of fed up situations that are very more um, having, disheartening feelings and, getting angry and getting upset and, you're crying over spilled milk. There's always something to do that, Virgo. You know, it can't always be about you all the time. It can't be. But you have to remember how everything is. Okay? Take it as a lesson. So we're almost done with this reading. So in a way that everything has to be all connected, right? But see, when you have the Three of Cups that's reversed, you have you're not making friends with somebody. You're like becoming to have enemies with them. You know how that is. And when you have enemies, it's not good, right? So you have to remember that you have to put yourself together and you have to man up or woman up, whatever. And you have to see that. Okay? So let's clarify. Let's clarify the Three of Cups. So I'll put it into two sections of the cards. First one, you have the world. That's is upright Virgo. So basically you have completion. Okay? You're completing everything that you wanted. And it is very interesting about that. The other one, you have the Five of Cups. That's upright. So you could be, you know, thinking about Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, maybe could be doing that. But there is a logical explanation that you must remember that things have to go your way. Excuse me. Things have to be that way, right? Because it is truthful, you know? It's the way of how everything is. But let's do one more, shall we? So I'm going to see what's happening between the Page of Cups and the King of Pentacles. And I'm going to do this over here. Balance, Arching Zadziel. The need for balance and moderation, cooperation and compromise. Wait for perfect timing. Yes, you have to remember that. okay? Because, this is just how a time, a place for everything, okay? You have to compromise, you have to work together as a team, you know? This is a very satisfaction guaranteed that you can do whatever you decided to do, you know? And if you're balancing, it's like my hands. You're balancing this. If this isn't balanced and this is up and this is down, as my hands are, they're not balanced. But they're balanced. Okay? Do you see it? Yeah. So you have to remember that this is a very significant reading about it. Okay? This is a way of how everything is. This is how it's going to be. And knowing that this is a time frame that how everything is, right? You have to remember that this is a way of how everything is, okay? Because in that way, you look at it from a different perspective. And when you look at that perfect perspective, everything kind of changes for some reason. You have to look at it from a different way, as I can see, okay? I look at it from a different way because you have to think positive rather than negative. If you're thinking about negative and you say something and you're making trash of your friends or you say something behind their back or that's negative, and you have to look at it from a positive perspective. That's all you can do. If you hate your life, if there's something that's wrong, don't do that. It's unnecessary. Okay? So we're going to see what the universe is saying. So I'm going to look at these three cards to see what's happening with the universe is saying for you, Virgo. First one, the moon, Archangel Haniel. Important psychic insights. Events behind the scenes release fears and hold you back. That's all you can do, okay? Because, events behind the scenes or anything like that, right? Being mean to your friends, and then one day you're all happy, and one day you're feeling like you're all, you know, not very happy, you know? The Knight of Earth is enjoy life as a luxury, spending quiet time alone, successful self-employment. Yep, exactly. If you want to spend time with yourself, go ahead. Because there is a one-stop situation where everything has to be all collided together, right? And last one is justice, Archangel Raguel. Fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right. Stand for your beliefs. Yes, if you think that everything has to be all well connected, well desired, well deserved, that's all you can do. Because you know why? You have to look at this whole entire reading. And I'm not making this as a joke. No, no. But I can see it. I can see how you're acting as, you're all happy with one person, and then you're acting like you're being angry with another person. Now, those two are different emotions, okay? One, you're getting angry, upset, mad, and the other, you're being happy. Well, you know what? You have to compromise. Negotiate about yourself. Negotiate that you can, manifest your own decisions. You know, remember how everything has to be all connected and well desired and well deserved, and everything has to be all great. But that's how I have for you. So I hope that this reading helps you. Give it a like, give it a comment, and I hope that this will help you, Virgo, because this is how it is. And you have to know what to do, okay? Because this is what the reading is, and you have to know about that, okay? So look at it and what's happening, okay? So thank you very much. Have a wonderful day, and thank you. I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye for now. Really. Bye.